Howard, can you just go back to Leeds a little bit? So you've already told me previously you'd heard that Caspian intended to bring in another manager. And it's just a little bit odd then that they gave you the money that summer and you got Lee Bowie and Nigel Martin. I'm just wondering, they were your ideas, were they, those signings? Because I'm presuming you were planning to go ahead with this team and develop the team. Is that right?
Yeah, it was right. But you know, unfortunately, what happened, it would have been better had it been a clean break in the summer. Really difficult when players are aware that your future is in doubt. And listen, that's the nature of football. That's one of the things about being a manager. You know, there are lots of advantages to it, but at the end of the day, the downside is, I mean, it's not so bad now with the money they pay, but the downside is that, you know, you're replaceable.
I suppose, I always feel that was a bit disingenuous. I mean, if they were going to do that, I agree with you. I was only thinking about this the other day, that they'd been far better to have that clean break in the summer, because it just didn't seem sensible or right. So it was just a bit bizarre.
As I always told my staff, and I'm telling you, if you're not afraid to think it, you should not be afraid to say it.
I appreciate that.
So if I have anything to say that I think is really important, believe you me, I will say it.
No, I appreciate that, Howard. And I am really grateful for what you're sharing with me at the time. So in the end, it was David O'Leary who was the beneficiary of your legacy. And I just wondered, did you think he made the best use of that legacy with what he did?
I don't see it as being the beneficiary of my legacy.
Okay.
I have a realistic view of football, and I had a realistic view then, and I knew that what you do and what you build at any one time may never be finished. And nevertheless, if you're going to do your best for the players that you're working with, then you have another saying of mine, which is, if you're doing this job, it's absolutely critical that when you get a job, you think you're going to be in that job the rest of your life. And you have to you have to think every day when you go in, not about just today, but about the next 3 months, 9 months, 12 months, and so on. Otherwise, you won't be effective. Players will see through you. So you have to develop this mindset where I'm going to work as if I'm going to be here forever. But I have to accept that facts show that probably won't be the case. Nevertheless, in order to form the sort of bond I need to form with players, and in order to get their respect, their trust, they need to know and understand that I'm in it for us, not for me. That's it. They need to know that when I speak, I'm saying honestly what I think, and that I do genuinely believe that if you're manager of a football club, it's not me on a journey, it's us. Yeah. But we have to, and the players know it full well, that hang on, the scout who's leading us on this journey through the backwoods and through the Sioux ambushes might 1 week not be here, and we've got to get another one. That's just it.
You're so right about that authenticity. That's something in my own life I really value. I hate the insincere stuff, so I think you're absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you more. So listen, Howard, I'll leave it there. And, sincerely, I'm really grateful for everything you've done. Sincerely, I did say last time we spoke, 1,000 thanks for what you did for this football club, for Leeds United. You really are appreciated. I mentioned a couple of things about the conversation we'd had on an email list, and people were so grateful, and they just recognise everything you do. And I just want you to know that from a Leeds fan of many years standing, you
Thank
are
you.
really appreciated, very
David,
much so.
That's much appreciated. And I have to say that a really nice feeling when I think about my time at Leeds. I don't.
Good.
People think, well, the way you went and so on and so forth, but no, I don't. As I say, and that's life. If I'm amongst people who actually recognise my part, the part I'm playing. They don't just take me for granted.